In the heart of the African savanna, where the sun blazes down and the air is thick with the scent of dry earth and wild grasses, a chilling scene unfolds. A leopard, the epitome of grace and power, now bears a horrific wound, a gaping, festering hole in its side, a gruesome testament to a battle, not with another predator, but with a swarm of bees. This is not just any injury. It is a grotesque reminder of nature's darker side, where beauty and brutality coexist in a delicate balance. As we delve deeper into this unsettling tale, prepare yourself for a journey that reveals the shocking realities of wildlife, the unexpected consequences of nature's design, and perhaps a hint of dark humor that lurks beneath the surface. The leopard, a creature known for its stealth and strength, now finds itself in a precarious situation. The wound, a result of a beehive infestation, is not merely a surface injury. It is a gateway to a world of suffering. The bees, in their frantic defense of their home, have unleashed a torrent of stings, each one a tiny dagger piercing the leopard's flesh. The once proud feline, now a victim of its own curiosity, has become a canvas for nature's cruelty. The hive, nestled in the hollow of a tree, was likely disturbed by the leopard's prowling, prompting the furious swarm to retaliate with a vengeance. As we examine the wound more closely, the details become increasingly disturbing. The flesh around the injury is swollen and discolored, a sickly shade of purple and yellow, oozing a mixture of blood and pus that attracts flies. They're buzzing a morbid soundtrack to this unfolding tragedy. The bees, relentless in their pursuit, have not only stung the leopard, but have also made their home within the wound itself. Tiny larvae wriggle in the decaying flesh, a grotesque feast for the opportunistic insects. This is not just an injury. It is a living ecosystem of decay, a reminder of the cycle of life and death that plays out in the wild. The infestation is a complex interplay of nature's design. Bees, often seen as harmless pollinators, can become fierce defenders of their territory. When threatened, they unleash a barrage of stings, injecting venom that can cause severe pain and, in some cases, anaphylactic shock. For the leopard, this means not only physical suffering, but also a significant risk of infection. The venom, while initially a defense mechanism, can lead to necrosis, a slow death as the body succumbs to the onslaught of bacteria and decay. In the wild, survival is a constant battle, and the leopard's plight serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life. The once mighty predator, now reduced to a state of vulnerability, must navigate the treacherous landscape of pain and infection. As the days pass, the wound festers, and the bees continue their relentless assault. Drawn to the scent of decay, the leopard, weakened and desperate, faces a grim reality. It must either find a way to heal or succumb to the very forces of nature that once made it a formidable hunter. Yet, amid this dark narrative, there lies a peculiar twist. Nature, in all its brutality, often has a sense of irony. The very bees that have inflicted such suffering on the leopard are also vital to the ecosystem. They pollinate plants, ensuring the survival of countless species, including those that provide food for the leopard's prey. In a twisted way, the leopard's misfortune highlights the interconnectedness of life. The bees, while causing pain, are also part of a larger cycle that sustains the savanna. As we reflect on this unsettling tale, a moral emerges from the shadows. Humans, too, often find themselves entangled in the web of nature's design. Our actions can lead to unintended consequences. Much like the leopard's fateful encounter with the hive, we encroach upon natural habitats, disturb ecosystems, and sometimes, like the leopard, we become victims of our own curiosity. The dark twist lies in the realization that while we may see ourselves as separate from nature, we are, in fact, deeply intertwined with it. So, as we conclude this exploration of the leopard's horrific wound and the bee infestation that led to its suffering, let us remember the lessons of the wild. Nature is a complex tapestry, woven with threads of beauty and brutality, and we are all players in this grand design. And perhaps, in a world where a leopard can be brought low by a swarm of bees, we should all take a moment to appreciate the irony of life. After all, who knew that the fiercest of hunters could be bested by the tiniest of creatures? In the heart of the African savanna, where the sun blazes down and the air is thick with the scent of earth and life, a haunting scene unfolds. A white lion, a creature of majestic beauty and rare elegance, lies motionless beneath the shade of an acacia tree. But this is no ordinary lion. This is a harbinger of nature's darker side. As we draw closer, the sight becomes increasingly disturbing. The lion's once pristine coat, a shimmering canvas of pale fur, is marred by a horrific wound, a grotesque testament to the relentless assault of nature's smallest predators. The wound, a gaping maw of raw flesh, is teeming with insects, an infestation that transforms this regal beast into a nightmarish spectacle. The white lion, a symbol of purity and strength, now embodies the fragility of life. The insects, drawn to the scent of decay, swarm in a frenzied dance, their tiny bodies a stark contrast to the lion's grandeur. Flies buzz incessantly, landing on the open wound, laying eggs that will hatch into maggots, feasting on the lion's flesh. This gruesome cycle of life and death plays out in real time, a macabre reminder of the harsh realities of survival in the wild. The lion, once the apex predator, now finds itself at the mercy of these minuscule marauders, a victim of its own vulnerability. Insects, often overlooked in the grand tapestry of the animal kingdom, are nature's cleanup crew, but they can also be merciless. The infestation is not merely a nuisance, it is a death sentence. As the maggots burrow deeper into the flesh, they release enzymes that break down tissue, accelerating the decay. The lion's body, once a fortress of strength, becomes a banquet for these relentless invaders. The sight is both fascinating and repulsive, a stark reminder of the cycle of life that governs all living beings. As we delve deeper into the world of insect infestations, we uncover a chilling truth. The white lion's plight is not an isolated incident. It is a reflection of a broader ecological imbalance. Insects thrive in environments where decay is rampant, often exacerbated by human activity. Deforestation, pollution, and climate change create conditions that allow these pests to flourish, leading to increased infestations in wildlife. The white lion, a victim of circumstance, becomes a symbol of the consequences of human negligence. The moral implications of this scenario are in the heart of the African savanna, where the sun scorches the earth, and the air is thick with the scent of dust and decay. A creature of unparalleled majesty roams. This is not just any lion. This is a black lion, a rare and enigmatic figure cloaked in a dark, shimmering coat that seems to absorb the very light around it. But as we draw closer, the beauty of this magnificent beast is overshadowed by a horrific sight. A grotesque wound, a gaping cocoon of flesh that tells a story of suffering and survival. This is not merely an injury. It is a testament to the brutal realities of life in the wild. A wound that has become a breeding ground for parasites, a dark underbelly of nature that few dare to explore. As we observe this black lion, we are struck by the stark contrast between its regal presence and the gruesome affliction that plagues it. The wound, swollen and oozing, is a cocoon of horror, a nest for a host of parasites that have taken up residence in the lion's flesh. These parasites, often unseen by the naked eye, are the true predators in this tale. They thrive in the shadows, feeding off the very life force of their host, turning the once mighty king of the savannah into a mere shell of its former self. The sight is enough to make even the most hardened observer recoil in disgust. Yet it is a reality that plays out in the animal kingdom every day. The infestation is a complex web of life and death, a dark dance of survival that is as fascinating as it is repulsive. The primary culprits in this macabre scenario are the larvae of various flies, particularly the notorious botfly. These insidious creatures lay their eggs in the wound in the heart of the African savanna, where the sun blazes down and the air is thick with the scent of dry grass and dust. A chilling scene unfolds. A lion, the majestic king of the jungle, lies motionless beneath the shade of an acacia tree. But this is no ordinary lion. It bears a horrific wound, a grotesque testament to nature's darker side. The gaping hole in its side is not the result of a predator's attack or a territorial dispute, but rather a gruesome consequence of a bee infestation. Yes, you heard that right, bees. These tiny creatures, often associated with the sweetness of honey and the beauty of blooming flowers, have turned this regal beast into a living nightmare. And as we delve deeper into this unsettling tale, prepare yourself for a journey into the macabre intersection of nature's wonders and horrors. The lion's wound is a gruesome sight, a festering cavity that has become a hive of activity. Quite literally, swarms of bees have taken residence in the lion's flesh, their buzzing a sinister soundtrack to this tragic tableau. The bees, drawn to the warmth and moisture of the lion's body, have burrowed into its skin, creating a grotesque nest that thrives on the very life force of this once mighty predator. The sight is enough to make even the most hardened observer recoil in horror. The lion's fur, once a golden mane of strength and power, is now matted and stained, a testament to the relentless assault of these tiny invaders. As we examine the wound more closely, the scientific reality of this infestation becomes apparent. The bees, likely a species of honeybee, have found an unusual and grotesque habitat. Their presence is not merely a nuisance. It is a parasitic relationship that spells doom for the lion. The bees feed on the lion's bodily fluids, and in doing so, they create a toxic environment that invites infection. The lion's immune system, once a formidable defense against the harsh realities of the wild, is now overwhelmed. The buzzing swarm, a cacophony of life, is ironically a harbinger of death. In the world of nature, such bizarre occurrences are not entirely unheard of. Animals can fall victim to parasitic infestations, but the sheer audacity of bees choosing a lion as their host is a dark twist of fate. It raises questions about the balance of ecosystems and the often brutal realities of survival. The lion, a symbol of strength and dominance, is reduced to a mere host for a colony of bees, a victim of circumstance in a world where the line between predator and prey can blur in the most unexpected ways. As we ponder the implications of this unsettling scenario, we must confront the uncomfortable truth about our own relationship with nature. Humans, in our quest for progress and expansion, have encroached upon the habitats of countless species